Good morning and welcome to Devotsu Kyoji, the Animal Liberation Temple. Please let me know if we have sound or not. I do think we are live on both platforms. I am having a little bit of a late morning start. Oh, good morning, Pauline. Good morning, Tani. So good to see you. All right, does look like we're live on YouTube. That's good. Sounds like the chickens are having a good time. Everybody got fed this morning. Well, not everybody. I said the pigeons and um, our quarantine duck friends. I have four ducks that we are fostering that are in quarantine right now, and I need to do their area and get them fed this morning as well. Busy morning. It's been a busy week. We had a lot of rain, so there's a lot of cleaning to get done. Um, we did have a volunteer come and help clean out the pigeon area on Saturday. That was super nice. Good morning, Lester. So good to see you. Good morning, Yolanda. So good to see you as well. Makes me very happy to see new people as well as regulars. Good morning, Pastor Rob. So good to see you as well. So we'll start with the updates of our dear animal friends um, and residents here. We have our duck friends who are eating breakfast this morning. They're doing all really well. Breve, Grave, Amanda, and Renee. Oh, hi, Lucy. Lucy, I was just about to say to you, Lucy. Um, she's doing really good. Wants a little bit of attention this morning. Our goats down the hill, Rob, Matt, and Philip, are doing really well. The tortoises are out today, enjoying the sunshine. They're all doing really well. Um, our turkeys, Priya and Harriet, they're finishing up their breakfast. They're doing well. Our roosters, Jax over here and Jimmy over there, doing really well. Jax is gaining the weight he needs to gain, looking really good and healthy. I'm really happy to see that. Our guinea fowl friend Wendy is doing really well. Our rooster friends, um, where'd I go? There's rooster friend Sabrina May is doing really well. Then we have Brad, Hard One, Mr. Black, Elton, and Magnus all doing phenomenal. And then we have our hens in the main aviary: Glennis, Gwen, Alice, Melissa, Sunny, Dora, and Daniela, all doing really good. I'm happy to see that. And then there's our rat friends, Yamabushi and Hasu. They're doing really well. I put up a divider to keep them from eating my blanket, and they figured out how to get to it. So they ate my blanket again. It's still usable. I'll use it for a while. I'll have to replace it again, but that's his life, and you're gonna figure that out better. Sequoia, the dove friend, is doing really well. Um, then our Cornwall Corner with all the Cornishes, Poppy, Aster, Ivy, Azalea, Peony, Cynthia, Lotus, Edward, Magnolia, Hazel, Sage, Marigold, Camilla, Hydrangea, Holly, and Zinnia, all doing really well. They definitely finished their breakfast and they're out and about poking around and drinking water this morning. And then we have our pigeon friends, FP Champagne, Appletini, Tulin, Sasha, Yo-Yo, Petey, Ricky, Spencer, Shambles, Beluga, Beth, Pee-wee, Cascade, August, Frankie, Rufus, Harper, Elliot, Snickers, Kismet, Farah, Angus, Pandora, Johnson, Harriet, Boba, Fred, Tremonto, Halo, Vin, Capone, Thimble, Percy. Um, oh, my is. I'm sorry, my Percy. Sorry, my for some reason my screen is all messed up. I don't know what happened here, but I feel like I'm missing. There it is. Percy Pacino Lacey Sasha the second. All doing really well. Um, so I'm happy to see that. Oh, good morning, Jackie. So good to see you too. All good on YouTube. Perfect. I really appreciate people checking in on YouTube, making sure everything's working right there. Um, that's very helpful. Pull that up. All right. So those are all the updates of all our residents here. Like I said, we have four more ducks here that are in quarantine. They'll be there for 2 weeks to make sure that they're quarantined correctly. Because of like avian flu, we had to make. Excuse me. Oh, maybe springtime allergies. I don't know, or maybe I'm just exhausted. um, but yeah, because of avian flu, we take extra precautions that, when we're going to house anybody here or do a foster, then we need to make sure that everybody's healthy and not transmitting any viruses or anything like that. So we take the proper precautions. They're in the medical building, kind of hanging out in there. I have my camera turned on there so that I can keep a good close eye on them, check on them several times a day. But because they're ducks, they're super messy. So I got to clean in there at least twice a day, if not more. Um, but I'm really happy to be able to take care of some ducks for some folks, and I think they're going to go off to another sanctuary, and so we're just kind of temporarily taking care of them, making sure they're healthy and doing good. And good to see you, D. Ray Owens. I think you were here last week, so I'm really happy to see people, starting to tune in and come back week after week. It's really helpful for our algorithm. I really appreciate that people get some value out of these live streams. They're always meant for our dear animal friends. They're, like I've always said, they're a great benefit for them to tune in. Our topics every week are, how we can apply ourselves to better serve the physical and spiritual liberation of our dear animal friends. Oh, Jackie said her brother's name is Drake. That's really cool. For those who don't know, Drake is a male duck, as I'm sure Jackie knows. Probably a lot of folks on this page know, but yeah, Drakes are male ducks. So we'll get into today's services. Oh, who I didn't mention was Bernard. Bernard's doing really good. Um, Still a little bit of a troublemaker, and that's okay. It's gonna take some time for him, to kind of figure out exactly where his place is. But he's always gonna have a place here regardless. Um, and he's doing super good. I had that bed set up for him, and the first night he slept in his own bed. And after that, he was up in my bed, and last night he slept in my neck. It was really cute, and he's doing really well. So we will start with the recitation of the Great Heart of Wisdom Sutra found on page 4, the Animal Liberation Prayer Book. Um, and if you want, you can find this book on Amazon, or you can order it directly through me. If you order it from Amazon, you probably will get it a little faster than if you ordered it through me. But if you order it through me, I'll sign it and things like that. So that'd be really cool. If you live out of the country, it might be a lot faster to go through Amazon, and a little bit cheaper because you wouldn't be paying for double shipping. Um, so it's up to you. Or you don't need the book. You don't need to follow along or anything like that. Like I said, the main purpose of these services is it's of great benefit for our animal friends nearby to hear it. Whether that be your companion friends or the wild animal friends that be nearby, all the insects and things like that. Yeah, Bernard has not barked yet. He's being a good boy right now. Not being too energetic and getting people wound up, but maybe he'll bark later. Maka hanya haramita shinyo kanji zai bosatsu gyojin hanya haramita jiso kengo onkai kudo isai kuyaku shari shishiki fuku kufu ishiki shiki zoku ze fuku zoku ze shiki ju so gyo shiki yaku munyo ze shari shi ze shoho kuso fu sho fu metsu fuku fu jo fu zo fu genze koku tru mu shiki mu ju so gyo shiki mu gen ni bi zetsu ni mu shiki shoko mi soku ho mu gen kai nai shi mu i shiki kai mu mu myaku yu aku mu mu myo jin nai shi mu ro shi yaku mu ro shi jin mu ku shu metsu do mu chi yaku mu toku i mu sho tokko bodai sa dai hanya haramida koshin mukege komu uku funri sai tendo musoku gyo nehan sanze shobutsu e hanya haramida kotoku wa nokutara san naku san bodai kochi hanya haramita zedai shinshu zedai myoshu ze mujo shu ze mutodo shu no jo isai ku shinjitsu fu koko zetsu hanya haramita shuzoku zetsu shu watsu gyate hara gyate hara so gyate boji sowaka hanya shingyo neguwaku wa kono kudoko mote ama neku isai ni oyoboshi warira toshida tomina tomono butsuro animal liberation no Jozen Kota o Diho Sanshi Foshi Son Bosa Foshi Son Bosa Mokosa Moko Hoja Horo Ni Next, we'll recite the refuge prayer in Tibetan and then in English. Sangye Jadan Zaki Chanam La Janju Paduk Tekni Gyepsu Achi Taki Jinso Gyepe Sanam Gi Drola Penjer Sangye Chupar Sho. The Buddha, Dharma, and excellent assembly of the Sangha. Until I attain enlightenment in these, I take refuge. By my practice of the six perfections, may all sentient beings attain to the Buddhahood. We now recite the four great Bodhisattva vows, Shigi Seigan, page 9 of the Animal Liberation Temple Prayer Book. Shujo Muhen Segando Bono Mujin Segandan Homon Muryo Segangak Wotsudo Mujo Seganjo. However numerous sentient beings, I vow to enlighten them all. However inexhaustible my delusions, I vow to extinguish them all. However immeasurable the dharmas, I vow to master them all. However endlessly enlightened way, I vow to follow it fully. And we now recite the 6 vows to our dear animal friends, page 10 of the Animal Liberation Temple Prayer Book. However numerous my dear animal friends, I vow to liberate them all. However diverse the methods of animal liberation, I vow to support them all. However unheard their voices, I vow to speak out for them all. However painful and inexhaustible the methods of suffering, I vow to bear witness to them all. However infinite the cages and tanks, I vow to empty them all. However difficult animal liberation, I vow to achieve it completely. And we now recite the 100-syllable Vajrasattva purification mantra. Om Vajrasattva Maya Nupalaya Vajrasattva Te Nupajita Jito Me Bava Sito Sho Me Bava Sipo Sho Me Bava Anorato Me Bava Sava Sita Me Prayata Sava Karma Sita Me Chichim Shri Yam Guru Hom Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sava Tathagata Vajra Mame Mucha Vajri Bava Mahasamamya Safa. I definitely think allergies are getting to me. So this week, in many ways, I kind of like take inspiration from the events that happened throughout the week and try to parallel that to how we might move forward in this world a little bit more gently, a little bit more compassionately. Probably the most importantly is to move compassionately. Sometimes, uh, sometimes compassion means a more fierce step, and I'm always one to advocate for, moving forward in this world with fierce compassion and fierce love, and that sometimes gentle is not what our world needs. when faced with such calamity. Um, but it definitely does need compassion and love. But mainly, I want to talk about the topic of loneliness and how loneliness sometimes is a catalyst to bad behavior, but we don't realize that folks may be acting out because of that loneliness. And when they finally get around somebody, they overreact and explode with emotions that sometimes is harmful. And so I think this is why it's important to recognize that and to nurture people in the right direction to be able to support one another. And so, my example, I think this week is that I have my dear friend Bernard here, and he was on the euthanasia list, and I think he was on the euthanasia list because of loneliness. And what happens when you become lonely and you spend too long in a kennel, kind of locked up all alone, and no one to interact with you? You start to become fearful, and you lash out, and you snip at people, and you growl a little bit, and somebody even shows you a small bit of compassion, and you might turn around and growl and be upset and mad, and everything is fearful. That's the unfortunate part, that loneliness kind of brings about this fear. You start to think that the whole world is unknown to you, and it makes it difficult to rela- react with love and compassion, and you might react out of fear. And I think this fear comes from loneliness, you know. And what Bernard needed was just somebody to be patient with him, take the time to show him that he doesn't need to be alone anymore, and that he has somebody nearby. And even when he lashes out in fear, and even when he lashes out in anger, that I'm gonna meet him with compassion and love, and in a fierce way, to where I'm not gonna leave you alone. I'm not going to, you won't be in a little tiny box anymore. You know, and I find this true even with my chicken friends, who have, you know, for them it's a little bit different. They, maybe have spent a whole lifetime crowded in a barn with, thousands of their brothers and sisters, tens of thousands of their brothers and sisters. So when they get the space to move around, it's scary. Um, and without those 10,000 brothers and sisters near them and trampling on them, it's scary and it feels lonely. But them too, they need time. They need to understand that no, you have the space and you can use it, and everybody's gonna still love you. Um, so I think that we need to recognize that not only in our dear animal friends, but maybe some of our human friends too, who maybe they're just feeling lonely, and maybe there's that's the root of their bad behavior is loneliness. Um, so how do we combat that? Is with love and compassion and actively reaching out to people and checking in on them. Actively, and we do that for our human friends. We do that for our dear animal friends. Go to a shelter and actively reach out to the shelter and ask to spend some time with the loneliest dog. You know, um, when you get home and your dog's been home all day by himself, spend some time with him. Show him that you're back. Show him that he doesn't need to be lonely anymore. You know, you haven't heard from a friend in a long time. Maybe reach out to them and go, how are things going? You don't need to feel lonely. I can be here for you right now. So a lot of us maybe are just feeling lonely, and I think we can we can take efforts, each one of us, to make this world a little less lonely place, and reach out to each other, and you know, our human animal friends and our animal friends. I think they all need it. I'm looking out over the at the in front of my sanctuary, and I see the cows out there grazing, and I'm gonna make sure today that I'm gonna take some time. I'm gonna reach out to them and go say hello, and kind of show them that they have their herd, and they're not. I don't think they're lonely in that way, but maybe they are interested in seeing a human, and I'll go up and give them that opportunity, because I think it's worthwhile, to show them that they're not alone. So, go to a shelter, go to, when you're visiting your friends, maybe say hello to their little kitty friend, and you know, let's all let each other know we're not lonely. Hmm. Pastor Rob made a good comment about, adopt, don't shop. Please do this. This is very, very important. There's so many homeless dogs out there. There's so many dogs that just need companionship. They just need to not feel lonely, and they can thrive in this world. So please adopt, when you have that kind of ability. So that's my talk for today. I think, we can all we could all move forward this week, and really try to put that into action. One of the most important things, I think, to a good, spiritual service, to a good temple, to a good church, is that you take that message and you put it into action. You know, I often talk about, like, meditation is pointless unless you can do it off of the cushion, and prayer to God is pointless unless you can actualize it in the world and make it happen. Um, and so, when I talk about loneliness, don't just leave people alone. Go out there and provide companionship to each other, to our non-human animal friends and our human animal friends both. So we will, recite the, dedication, or the animal liberation prayer and the dedication of merit, and then we will, take a quick tour. I think I'm going to, bring the camera over to the main area, and then I'll let all the, animals from feeding out over there, and then, we'll see what's around, and maybe we'll say hello to some of our residents here. So the Animal Liberation Prayer, found on page 12, 13, and 14 of the Animal Liberation Temple Prayer Book. I agree, Yolanda. With so much technology, we become lonelier and more isolated. There's a big difference between, if the only way you can communicate is to send a quick message or text to somebody, please do that. But ideally, we want to meet people face to face, and it's, definitely, we can't text our little dog friends or our kitty friends or our chicken friends. So, you know, reach out and touch a chicken. May all sentient beings, especially our dear animal friends, who are subject to unbearable pain in labs throughout the world, be free from all suffering. May alternatives to animal experimentation, vivisection, and dissection be implemented immediately. May bodhicitta, the quality of compassion that leads to enlightenment, fill the hearts of those who imprison them. May all sentient beings, especially our dear animal friends who suffer endless days, months, and years, locked in tiny cages unable to move, be filled with peace and calm. May all sentient beings, especially our dear animal friends who are forcibly taken from their families, be reunited, and may all families be able to stay together. May the hearts of those who work in slaughterhouses, factory farms, and all industries that exploit our dear animal friends be filled with bodhicitta, so the very thought of harm is purified. May they never kill again, and may the slaughterhouse lines, factory farms, and all industries that exploit our dear animal friends become immediately empty. May no animal be afraid or depressed. May their bodies be free of injuries, disease, and illness. May the mutilation of their bodies be forever ceased. May those who need homes or have been driven from them find shelter, plentiful food, and water. May they be liberation for those tortured for fur, entertainment, or who are hunted. May those who believe that they are superior to our brother and sister animals develop perfect equanimity, and may they realize in their hearts that all sentient beings possess Buddha nature, the potential to be completely free of suffering, and that they are not ours to kill or exploit. May the billions of land and sea-dwelling sentient beings who are abused, exploited, and killed due to greed, hatred, and ignorance be free of suffering. May all the nets, hooks, blades, projectiles, traps, snares, cages, pens, tanks, lethal restraints, saddles, reins, prods, bait, poison, and all instruments used to harm, exploit, and dominate our dear animal friends be forever abolished. May all human and non-human sentient beings live together in harmony, peace, equanimity, and achieve perfect enlightenment quickly. May we all experience happiness, safety, freedom, and animal liberation in this very lifetime. And we now recite the dedication of merit. Throughout our many lives and until this moment, whatever virtue we have accomplished, including this aspiration for peace, and all that we will ever attain, this we offer for the benefit of all sentient beings, especially our dear animal friends. May suffering, exploitation, and unnecessary death be decreased for every being. All wisdom, bliss, and compassion increase in this and every future life. May we clearly and still perceive the plight of our dear animal friends with the urgency and seriousness they deserve, and our every action leads them to complete liberation. May we quickly attain enlightenment and work ceaselessly for the liberation of all sentient beings. So with that said, I also want to, formally invite all of you to, please come and visit the Animal Liberation Temple, meet all of our residents, say hello to them, go out, be able to touch a chicken, and you're all very much welcome here. So please come and visit and see everybody, and help combat that loneliness that we ourselves might be feeling, or our residents sometimes might even feel. I'm only one person, so I do my best to, be there for everybody. But there's a lot of residents here, and we would love to have visitors. All right, I'm going to switch the mic this time to make sure that everybody hears me. So hopefully this works. And we'll go off to the other side and see everybody. I think it works because I hear the echo, so. Excuse the camera moving around all crazy. There is our cow friends, and this is our visiting duck friends. Hopefully I have them in shot. Let me see here. Yeah, you see, this couple of little ducks here come every year and hang out in the pond. I like to think this is where they spend their honeymoon. This is a little honeymoon spot for the ducks. It's really beautiful to see them come here every year. And there's Bee the cow, and Honey up there a little bit higher up on the hill. It's getting a little cloudy and cold. All right, let's see, go wide. And let the turkeys out. Everybody sometimes what I do to keep the turkeys from eating too much, and the chickens sometimes are slow at eating their food. This is what their food is. And I take some of their extra food and I'll put it in this container here. Yeah, now we want to eat? Come up. So the turkeys can't get up here, so I'll put the food in here. I really hope people can hear me. I think my mic's good enough. Hey babies. Yeah, come up here. You finish your breakfast in here. There's a little bit left that I don't mind if the turkeys eat because they like to have fun and eat. And here's Harriet. She's off. And here comes Priya. She's a little bit slower. All right, now move the camera this way. Sorry if it's a little crooked. Can't be too crooked or else the camera will fall down. I definitely think that the ducks are nocturnal because they're so not as active during the day. In the early morning, they'll be in the pond, but at night they're just wandering around doing stuff. And help, here they come. I don't know if you can see. Let's see if we can zoom in here. Yep, there's our ducks waddling down. Oh, yes. Very beautiful. Let's see. And there's Dora. Hey, Dora. And Breve and Greve. Waddles. Zoom out. All right. All right, let's see if we can get a better view of our little duck friends out here. Might be as best as I can get. My zoom doesn't work that great, but there's the ducks. And that's Bee. And Honey. Yeah, maybe one day I'll have a better zoom on my camera. Get better shots of everybody far away. I know. I told you, it's just a matter of time and Bernard would start going. Well, thank you everybody so much for joining us here at the Animal Liberation Temple, where we are at the service of the spiritual and physical liberation of our dear animal friends. Bernard is definitely getting excited, so I definitely got to get them breakfast. They haven't eaten yet, and got to get everybody else taken care of. And it looks like we're about to get some rain, so probably just in time to be able to get the live stream ended and get all my equipment before it gets ruined inside the house. But thank you everybody for joining. Again, please reach out. We love to hear from folks. If you're not local, then reach out, send a message. We love to hear from folks. And if you are local, please come and visit. We'd love to see people. Everybody have a wonderful day, and thank you so much.